There was supposed to be an intro playing, so here it is. Hello again. Hello. Hello, welcome to a very, very different kind of stream, I guess. Very, very different. It's not going to be as chaotic. It's going to be a little bit more serious. Just as much swearing, most probably. And you get to know a little bit more about my political values. I get to know a little bit more about yours. And we get to have discussions. I will say that this is not going to be a debate stream, so we're not gonna debate. But that being said, I'm open to listening to people's opinions on subjects that we talk about. Okay. So this is TommyGLive politics. I need to also, please, if you're involved, there will be chaos. I mean, yes. I also, with this kind of stream, I need to get used to looking into the camera more. So I need to get used to looking at you more, because on Twitch it's fine if I don't look at the camera that much. But on this kind of stream, I want to be like a semi-professional. Also, welcome in Armlin and Seiji. Welcome in. Welcome to the TommyGLive. Tommy G Politics Live, that's it. I forgot the name of the show already. Armlin, you read my mind. So yeah, we'll still have a bit of banter. We'll still have a little bit of a laugh. I won't be as lenient on trolls though. Won't be as lenient on trolls. Now, we've got our own little ticker going across the bottom. That will tell you the latest news. It's mostly UK based, political based, but there are some things from around the world as well. We're gonna try and cover as much as we can. A lot of it will be based in the UK because it's what I know about most. But I hope to learn more about the international political stage as well. For example, I didn't know what Scotland's parliament looks like, and oh my god, I'm jealous. Because it looks a lot better than the UK, than England's. And I'll show you what I mean. Hang on. I wasn't going to do this until later on in the stream, but now we've got onto that tangent, I might as well show you. Wait, did I accidentally close it down? Please tell me I didn't accidentally close it down. Hang on. The chaos begins. Here we go. This is it. I did accidentally. I can't say Tommy, but I'll watch for a little. I'm mentally exhausted today. Oh, no problem. This isn't going to be very long anyway, to be fair. But if you do need to go, go and rest. So this is what the Scotland Parliament looks like. And it looks very organised, actually. It looks very organised, and I'm jealous because we need something like this. Imagine a place where everyone had their own little desk. And then they had to have their own individual microphone turned on for them to speak. Imagine. Now let me show you what the British Houses of Parliament looked like. Fucking awful. That's a spoiler. So this is the House of Commons. This is where all of the political chaos happens. And is it any wonder why the UK is up shit creek? Keep Tommy in line, Armlin. Love you all so much. Love you too, Seiji. So let me show you what this is what a full House of Commons looks like. Hang on. It looks fucking horrendous. I need to get a good picture. 2026. Let's get 2026 pictures. Some of these are from like the 90s. Okay. Why are there none of them any good quality? I will show them on screen, by the way, eventually. I'm just, Okay, this is probably... I know that's when they're all standing up for some not religious, monarchy event. Keeping Tommy in line regarding politics. Yeah, right. You got a good point there. You got a good point. Okay. I'm going to show you this picture. This is... Yeah, so this is what it looks like. So be prepared. Look at the state of this. They're just benches. Rows and rows of benches. With microphones above them, so it picks up everybody's audio all at once. They probably do turn them off, like, periodically. And then the middle bit, I need to show you the middle bit. Hang on. Where the Prime Minister... It's basically, look, they shout at each other. Hang on. Bear with me. Oh, this is a quite good quality picture. So they stand there shouting at each other from across the table. And it's like political warfare. Like, they can't have a discussion. They're just shouting at each other. And that is what the UK Parliament is like. Now, I know that the US is probably not much better. But let me show you a clip. Hang on. Let me show you a clip of the UK Parl. It's going to be a very, very small clip because I don't want to bore you to death. I probably already bored you to death. Well, why we got on this tangent already? I had everything like planned out. I had everything planned out. So this is from today's PMQs, Prime Minister Questions. It happens every Wednesday. Where people ask the Prime Minister questions, and the Prime Minister has to answer. I'm trying to get one where they're... Oh, yeah, this is one where they're having a slanging match. Right, let me put the audio on. Let me put the audio on. Okay, here we go. Right. You ready, guys? Here we go.
Can I change my mind? I got that wrong. It is deeply embarrassing.
See?
And she's not the only one. Mr. Speaker, last week she's not the only one, the leader of reform. We should be part of this with the US and the Israelis. We have to get rid of the regime. We should do all we can to support the operation.
See, they just shout.
Perfectly clear,
look, they laugh and shout at each other. It's embarrassing.
We shouldn't get ourselves involved in another foreign war. Two parties packed with failed Tories, led by leaders who are not fit to be Prime Minister.
I mean, he has a point. He does have a point. I'll be honest, he has a point. But it's still, they shout at each other.
Speaker, he doesn't want to talk about field duty because he has got absolutely no answers. The concern...
Yeah, okay, anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. So that is what the Houses of Parliament, the House of Commons looks like every Wednesday. They do meet every single day in the week. Apart from they have a holiday. They close the Parliament for summer, and I don't know whether that happens anywhere else. Probably, but they close it for summer where they don't meet. They don't meet. Wait. Hang on a second. This lady here...
are on the side of farmers. We are also on the side of drivers.
This lady here... Can you see my mouse? She is a complete piece of shit. She was my ex-MP, my local MP. I'm not going to say her name because I want to dox myself. But I've written to her so many times about things like trans rights. Mostly about trans rights, actually. And I got the same answer. Oh, we have to think about women. We have to think about women, protecting women. And it's like, yeah, whatever. Anyway. The chaos. So, right. Let's actually begin how I meant to start. Let's begin how I meant to start. Okay. Right. So, so today's episode is about the topic in question: why the far right is wrong. And I'm going to put it to you. I'm going to prove to you that the far right are all complete bastards. They are. Now, I consider myself on the left, very much so. I'd say I'm pretty much a socialist. So the left usually believes I am reading. I do read a little bit, by the way, and you'll probably be able to tell when I read and when I don't. So the left usually believes government should play a bigger role in protecting workers, reducing inequality, and supporting public services. The right usually believes government should be smaller, taxes should be lower, and markets should have more freedom. Now, that's an unbiased way of saying it. But when people do talk about far right, they usually mean something more extreme. They tend to look at themselves as very strong nationalists, patriots. They're very hostile to immigration. They don't like anybody that doesn't have the same skin color as them. For other words, mostly white people. They don't like other ethnic minorities. They oppose multiculturalism, and they have strong support for authoritarian leaders like Nigel Fuckface Farage and Donald Twatface Trump. Saying that, their oppositions are not always perfect. Our current Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, I had some sort of hope for him. I did. When he took over from the Tories in 2024, I had some hope, but he proved himself to be a complete cunt. Before he was Prime Minister, I actually saw him in a pride parade. Him and a few of his Labour colleagues, they were actually waving trans flags, pride flags. They were all cheery, yay, we love pride, we love trans rights, all this kind of thing. He got into power, he got into office. He hates trans people. Hates them. And it's disgusting. So, yeah. I don't like him. But the person I hate even more, Nigel Farage, who is predicted to be our next Prime Minister. Although, something is happening that I'm very excited about in the UK at the moment regarding the political parties. It also makes me very, very scared as well. So, up until this year, actually, up until a few years ago, actually, the Green Party, which is a party that I actually strongly support now. I didn't always support them 100%, but I support them a lot now because they're all about the environment, fairness to workers, fairness to pretty much everybody. Sorry, my mind has gone a little bit blank. But and then there's Reform, that is led by Nigel Farage. Oh, yeah, the Green Party is led by an amazing guy called Zach Polanski. Reform is led by Nigel Farage. You know what? I'm gonna take my headphones off, so now I won't be speaking so loudly. So it'll be a bit more like a leisurely chat, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to show you now the polls, the current polls in the UK. So at the moment, Reform, if this is the UK voting intention, okay? So at the moment, Reform has 26.6%. In second is Green with 18.6. Is that 6? 18.5%. Labour and the Conservatives, which are basically neck and neck, they used to be at the top. Green used to be really down in the bottom. You probably can't see my mouse. But they used to be right down in the bottom, where the others are the independents. But now people are so pissed off with the far right. They're so pissed off with the aggression against minorities, the aggression against the lower class, the aggression against immigration, asylum seekers, that they want the Green Party to win, to overtake Reform. Now, this is a very dangerous situation that we have right now. Right now, if this was the results of the next election, we would have what's called a hung parliament, which means that Reform would have the majority, but not the overall majority. So they would have to join one of the other parties, or it would be neck and neck between the Green and Reform, and they have completely different ideas and everything. So the government would not last. Now, I think it's even worse than Democrats versus Republicans, because at least Democrats have some sort of related policies to the Republicans. They may oppose a lot of what Donald Trump's doing, a lot of what the Republicans are doing, but they have some sort of middle line. Can't think. But the Greens, they're against royalty. They want to see the monarchy be taken down, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. They want to legalize and what's the other word? Legalize and regulate drugs. That doesn't mean that they're going to be opening up hardcore cocaine stores. It means that people will not be demonized for having addictions. So instead of arresting people, they'll be given help, which I think is the way it should be. And also, I think there is a lot of support, somewhat, for the legalization of some of the drugs. For example, weed, which is a lot less dangerous than alcohol. And I think if we do legalize it, they can test it more. They can actually release strains that are more safe. So that's what the Green Party are all about. Reform, racist bastards. Green Party, not racist bastards. Okay, right. So the question we are asking today is a simple one. Hang on, let me read this, because I could have this wrong. Yes, so do the explanations and solutions offered by far-right politics actually solve the problems people face? Now, the far-right politics, they exploit your weakness. The likes of Nigel Farage and Trump exploit your weakness because they know that you don't like people, and we can take this off the screen now. They know. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. They know that people are more likely to be angry at people that are not similar to them. And this has been happening for decades. I'd say even centuries. Where we've had the slave trade, we've had the demonizations of black people, demonizations of minorities. It used to be illegal to be gay. And now the politics in the UK, and I know it's happening around the world in a lot of the big countries, a lot of small countries as well, obviously. There's a lot of demonization of trans people. It used to be the gay people, now it's the trans people, and I just don't get why. Sorry, I'm fiddling with this. I just don't get why there's so much hate towards people that just want to live their authentic selves. I really don't get that. They want to other people either give them their own bathroom or make them use the disabled bathroom, which in itself is very, very malicious. And I can't think of the other word I was going to say. Can't think of the word. So I'm going to be 100% real with you guys. I'm not prepared for tonight. I knew that I wouldn't be prepared. I'm not very good at public speaking, and this is essentially what this is. I'm better at gaming because I don't have to talk all the time, and when I do talk, I can just like keep repeating myself until I think of something else to say, which is it's what I'm trying to do now, but not as much because it will become, of course, as too obvious. So, for example, there's a lot of rhetoric and propaganda around the cost of living. Housing has become more expensive. The cost of living has become more expensive. Many wages are not being increased. And when they are, inflation gets so much higher, it seems like you're not getting a higher wage. And people are quick to point the blame at immigrants, asylum seekers coming from war-torn countries, rather than the people at the very top, the billionaires that are stealing in broad daylight. They're stealing money from you, from me, from all of us, so they can fund their expensive mansions, private yachts, private planes, go wherever they want, do whatever they want, destroy whoever they want. And it's not just money they want power, they want entitlement. They look down at us like we are a bit of shit on their shoe. And I say, I look up at them like they're a bit of shit being flushed down my toilet. And I've had various conversations with people that I'm not gonna call out. One of them, some of them are my friends, actually. I've had conversations with people where we've had debates about why immigration isn't the problem. And I'm very bad at putting things into words because I tend to get shouted at a lot. And that's not the way I like to talk about things. I like to have a methodical approach. I like to explain. I'm not very good at explaining in person either, which is why I'm so bad at this. And this might be the first and only one of these shows because it's not going well. It's not going well. In my opinion, I don't think it's going well. Maybe I could try it again with a much more planned process. But yes, I've had conversations with people, and I prefer to actually think about things before I say them, write them down, send messages. That's why you see so much of my stuff on Instagram, TikTok. All my stories are political. You see a lot of those because I've had time to research, fact check everything. I'm not very good at like being on the spot, which is why I'd be rubbish in an actual in-person debate. Where was I? Yes. So, people tend to think that war is not... How am I going to say this? They tend to think that war-torn countries are not as bad as they actually are. They tend to think it's not happening to us, so it's not happening. When it is happening, it's happening all around the world. We've got conflicts in Ukraine, in Palestine, Sudan, Afghanistan. Most recent one, Iran, which is an illegal attack by Israel and Donald Trump. I say Donald Trump instead of Israel instead of America, because I don't think that America has much say in what Donald Trump does. Apart from the yes men behind him. And he is unhinged in his approach to everything. I'm probably going to get cancelled after this. And the same with Benjamin Netanyahu, actually. They're both on the same kind of page. Up until recently, I thought Donald Trump wouldn't stoop as low as blowing up a school. I've even had conversations with people where the conspiracies were that it was Iran doing it to their own school. But then lots and lots of things have come out about the missile that was used, a Tomahawk, which is only used by the US. So either the US sold it to Iran, or they used it themselves. At this point in time, I wouldn't put anything past Donald Trump. Wouldn't put anything past him. Okay, how long have we been going for? So I'm going for about half an hour. I didn't want to go for much longer than this. I did have a lot more to talk about, actually, but I feel like I don't want to go too deeply into things. I don't want to go too deeply because this is kind of an introduction to things. We can talk about other things in other episodes, maybe. There is something that I do want to have a quick look at. We're going to have a quick look at the papers for today. I don't read newspapers at all. But I thought this would be an addition. I didn't buy the newspapers, by the way. I looked at them for free online. I thought this would be a good addition to have a look to see what the UK is reporting, to have a look how far right their actual propaganda is. So, pretty much all of the UK's papers are all owned by far right people, predominantly Rupert Murdoch, who is a piece of shit. But we won't get into all that. So the first one, US bombers take off from Britain for attack on Iran. So we're going to defend and help the US and Israel with their conflict in Iran. So the I paper, which I don't know much about, they tend to be a little bit more, I think they're like an independent, impartial news. Impartial, I don't know. They tend to be a little bit less on the far right side. American bombers take off from UK RAF base as Trump vows biggest Iran blitz. British hunter-killer submarine leaves Australia mission early. Okay, so I don't know much about that, but nuclear-powered sub would be able to reach the region in a week to 10 days. That's not good. I did not know that. So there's a submarine from Australia which is powered by nukes. That is fuckery beyond belief. Fuckery. I don't think it's going to be used. But there's a lot of potential propaganda, potential dangerous rhetoric with that. Financial Times. I think we're going to skip that one because most intense strikes on way, Iran told. Yeah, I don't really get financial. Daily Telegraph. Okay, so Trump ramps up bombing of Iran. There we go. That's a patriotic England United. St. George's flag and United Kingdom flag, because St. George is not British, despite what a lot of people say. The Guardian. The last stop before hell. Tehran residents say attacks intensifying. The Independent. Wait, that's the Independent. What was the other one? The Eye. The Eye was not the Independent. I got them confused. Trump's war over. Not thousands in Beirut left homeless by bombs. Daily Mail, the epitome of evil. On Mother's Day, supporters of Tehran's murderous women oppressing regime are due to rally in London. Today we say ban pro-Iran hate march. It's not a hate march. The march in question is a march that's been happening every year since the year dot, maybe not the year dot, which is basically a pro-Palestinian march, but they're turning it into a pro-Iranian march, which has now been banned. The Metro, Face of UK meets hate with dates. I don't have a clue what any of that is about. Hate with dates. Honestly, don't have a clue. The Sun. I could say a bit about horse racing, about how much I hate it, but I'm not going to. That's not the kind of stream I want to do today. We might go into that one in a future stream, maybe. Barton victim blinded. Star Chargers man may lose sight in one eye. So they opted to not talk about anything about the attack in Iran. They talk about football instead. Okay, I think that's football anyway. Is that football? Joey Barton. Sounds like football. Barton charged over horror attack. Oh no, it fears head teacher may lose. Oh, it's a head teacher. Oh, former footballer. Yeah, former footballer. Okay, they're all talking about Joey Barton. I don't have a clue who he is. Don't have a clue who he is. Savile and Epstein. Says it all. Says it all. Time to stop cruel state pension grab. Why are these not talking about Queen Camilla's vow to stand with abuse victims like she actually cares? Abuse victims that were abused by my brother-in-law, the Handy Andy, the nonce twat. This is her brother-in-law, isn't it? I think that makes her a brother-in-law. Okay. So that's we've completely derailed. There is just one thing I wanted to mention. Because of the Iranian war, people think that this isn't going to affect us, but it is, because the Strait of Hormuz, I think that's what they call it, the Hormuz, is a piece of water between Iran and and Saudi Arabia and United Emirates, where 20% of the global oil tankers go through to deliver it to the rest of the world. So without that, we're royally screwed here in Europe, in America, in lots of parts of the world. Oil and petrol is going to go up. Food prices are going to go up. Everything. Now, there was a news story that briefly was released a little while ago, which I didn't really look into much, about I've got two stories actually. The first one is ships are being hit in the Strait of Hormuz by unknown projectiles, which is very dangerous because these are things are carrying highly flammable liquids, gases, if they're set on fire, fuck me. That's all I'm gonna say. It will be horrendous. There was a news story about, I can't remember where I read it. It was definitely on social media. Basically, a lot of the where did I read it? Europe, UK. Maybe it's on Sky News. Maybe it's on Sky News. I don't know. Oh, we didn't even get on to Epstein or Mandelson. That's for another day. We'll go into distraction politics from that another day. I can't see where it was. Basically, a lot of the European countries are going to release a lot of their stocks of oil to help with the ongoing crisis. It's still not going to solve much. It's not going to solve much. But it might make the prices go down a little bit. Not by much though. I think we're going to end it here now. We've been going for 45 minutes. I'm going to end it here now. I don't know when I'm going to do the next one of these. All I'll say is I'm going to definitely try to do these more around major political events. One event in particular, which I hope happens this year, I'm not going to say what it is, but the big beautiful day. Big beautiful day. We will be doing a special stream then. But yeah, we are going to end things. We don't have an ending soon screen. I just realised. So that's bad. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to loop this until we end. Hang on. So it's going to loop our titles until we end. Here we go. See you later, guys. Goodbye. Thank you for coming in. I know that it's been a lot. I know that I've been talking lots of rubbish. I don't know what I've been talking about myself, to be honest. But I'll be back over on the Purple app. I can say it, Twitch. I'm going to be back on Twitch tomorrow. 4:15. I'm going to play some Red Dead RP. It's going to be a lot more exciting than this quads wobble. God job you can't clip. Actually, I think you can clip on YouTube. Just remembered that. Anyway, goodbye, guys. I love you all. And stay safe. Try not to worry too much about politics, despite me worrying and making you worry. But yeah, have a good rest of your week. I'll see you on Twitch tomorrow for some games. This has been Tommy G Live, Tommy G Politics Live. My name's Tommy G Live, and good night.